Welcome to Talking Gear with Max, a video you didn't ask for, but you're going to get anyway. If you're like me, if you're a musician or if you're a fan of music, you like gear and you like gear with a story. And that's exactly what this is here. I want to talk about this guitar today and why it's my favorite guitar. Not just why it's my favorite guitar, but everything that it's been through. For me, I've always wanted a Les Paul. Never had the chance to get one. They're super expensive. They're really inaccessible. And when I was growing up, a lot of my favorite musicians had them. They played them. Coming up, I wanted a Les Paul, but I was never going to buy one under Henry J, which was their previous ownership. So they came in with some new ownership. I was coming up on graduating college. I was broke as hell, but I really wanted a Les Paul. And I had some pipe dream like I was going to get one, right? Well, the new ownership comes in and they start bringing Les Pauls back to exactly what they should be, right? This is a 2019 50s standard. And at the time when the new ownership came in, they brought the Les Pauls back to really that 1950s, early 60s golden age of what a Les Paul should be, which is 2 volume knobs, 2 tone knobs, 2 humbuckers, plug it in and let's go, right? No weight relief either. This thing's about 10 pounds, so it's a beast. But I remember, it's a funny story how I even got this guitar. Literally had $200 to my name, maybe 250 bucks. And that's important, and I'll tell you why in a second. So I go to the store, I try out every Les Paul, all the new ones. I'm super excited, but I'm also sad because deep down inside, I know I can't get one of these things. And one of the associates comes to me and he says, hey, you've been playing that guitar for a long time. Are you thinking about buying it? And I had a little bit of spite at this particular store because this store that I was at had done some serious disservices to me over the years. So what I did is I said, oh yeah, I'm going to buy this guitar. But I'm not going to buy it from you. I'm going to go buy it from another store because you guys have done so many things that were wrong to me over the years. I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars on a Les Paul with you guys. I'm going to buy it somewhere else. Meanwhile, I didn't have any money. I wasn't going to get one, period. But I caught this guy's attention. So he goes and gets his manager. His manager comes in and he says, hey, listen, what's the story? I tell him all the stories about the issues I'd had with Fender Strats that I bought from him, with pedals, with warranties, all these things at this particular retailer that had caused me issues over the years, thousands of dollars of issues. And they say, hey, listen, we're going to give you a deal. We're going to cut that guitar in half. Well, I started doing the math in my head at that point. It's like, well, you cut the guitar, you cut the price in half. I might be able to sell some things, work a little extra and make it work. So I asked them, I said, how much is it to lay away the guitar, right? I want to put the guitar on layaway so I can come back and get it later. And they said $250. So I used every last dollar that I had in my account and I bought this thing. I went home, sold a bunch of amps, sold a bunch of other gear that I had. I was taking clothes to Plato's Closet and to thrift stores. I did everything that I could to get this guitar. And financially, was it a smart decision? At the time, probably not. But it was my college graduation gift to myself, and I wanted to get myself something important that I could have forever. That being said, this guitar is very important to me because this guitar is pretty priceless at this point. This is something that has played the biggest shows of my life. It's been on just about every record that I've written or been a part of. When I think of the song ideas and the literal blood, sweat all over this thing that I have put in, this guitar is 100% a story of my entire life and my entire music career to this point. So everything that I have done musically, especially professionally, has run through this instrument. And I think that's what really makes gear great, is the fact that, as you can tell, there's nothing stock about this. All new knobs, bare knuckle pickups. I've got hip shot locking tuners on the back. I've got all black plastics. There's nothing stock about this guitar. I've completely flipped it. But this is my guitar. This is the thing that I have written my favorite records with. I have contributed with. I've played the biggest shows of my life, some tours with this thing. And I got to tell you, I think, again, that's what I think makes gear great. So if you have a piece of gear that you think is really badass and you want to talk about, leave a comment. Let's talk about it. And I'll come back to you again with some more stories about gear. There you go.